Hi guys, we're back with Polaris sector. I did not rage quit last time, despite despite my home world, our capital Terra, being under siege by pirates. Fought a battle in the last episode where I left one of my carriers exposed. They were taken out by the pirates, and I'm now left with essentially hoping that this industrial world can, or world that I'm trying to turn into an industrial world, can crank out some units to save me. So let us go with another carrier, because I'm quite happy with the design in that it is it's for basically trying to take the maximum number of fighters into battle rather than being rather than sort of trading blows on the front line. And let's build two of them. Let's make sure the factory's there first, as we may as well get that factory, as it shouldn't take too long to get that additional 1,200 people, and then we'll get those carriers built, and then we'll obviously need to fill the hangars with fighters. Problem we've got here is that there are more pirates. I think that they are just fighters, but I could be wrong. So in the meantime, we can't bring our scouts back to refuel here. If we bring them back to refuel at Cham, we do run the risk that they will be intercepted by the pirates, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. So we'll bring both scouts back, and somewhere is a fuel tanker that I will need to bring to this carrier to help it get back to our own space. Down here we've got a scout that's refueled, and another fuel hauler. We can't get that fuel hauler over to this side because we're being blocked by the pirates there. So let's send our scout out to explore to the west, and let's start the clock. So construction's being delayed due to a deficit in plutonium, which I was pretty happy was going to be rectified fairly soon, but that may have that hope may be dashed, along with a number of other hopes. So yeah, we can send this fuel hauler to Cham, but actually I think we'll have enough fuel to get to the carrier and refill it. Cham might be able to build fighters. They obviously far less costly to build than a capital ship, even these basic capital ships. Well, we'll move out. Really, I'm just shuffling my scouts around now. Not really gaining anything. Okay, so our fuel hauler has arrived. Let us merge these fleets, so the fuel hauler can now at least go with the carrier, and yeah, we can bring it back to our own space. As I say, the risk is that these pirates come and attack Cham, but I'm hoping that what's happened is there's corvettes have left basically some fighters behind. Let's see what happens. These are guns who are off over here. Very annoying because I really wanted this area of space to myself, but things don't seem to be going my way this game. I played a couple of games before this Let's Play, and I thought, right, I know it enough now to be able to do a Let's Play, and yeah, it's decided to embarrass me. I've never had my home world taken by, well, not taken by pirates, but blockaded by them. Perhaps I'm being overly dramatic. But it is my main production source, and yeah, could really hamper me. So we found an anomaly, some radium. It's a shame it's not some metal. Well, we got plenty of metal actually. Plutonium is what I could have done with. But anyway, better something than nothing. And so yeah, our fleet has now arrived at Sham. Let's see how quickly we can crank out just going with the Vipers because our technology hasn't upgraded, and I feel particularly stupid having named them Vipers given their lackluster performance in the last battle. But then again, I suppose I was asking fighters to charge the guns of the capital ship alone. Oh, another anomaly. Let's have a look. Gravitonium. Okay, so again, better. Something is better than nothing. I should be grateful for that. So yeah, we've got our fighters being cranked out here. We've discovered a new system. Nothing too much. We've probably reached. Yeah, we've reached the edge of our range and need to head back to refuel with that scout. If you've watched the previous videos in this series, you'll have gathered that is it's a very common thing that needs to be done. The first part of this game seems to be more of fuel management than anything else, which yeah is a little bit tedious in the way that it's managed in this game. I can see the need for the logistics. Of course, you don't want scouts going out here at the start of the game. It's just a little bit, as I say, a little bit tedious. Not entirely sure how they could have made it more interesting. So we're getting these Vipers built at least, and they're going straight into this fleet. So I'm able to. I'm slowly restocking that carrier. How many pirates are here? I do not know. And the question will be whether we risk, if we fill this carrier, we risk a little raid to see how many there are. On the off chance there may not be many, and we can at least get rid of them and reopen sort of the path up here, or whether we wait for the two carriers to be built. I think I'm going to risk it. So down here we've got I think they're the low guns. It's going to annoy them if I carry on exploring, but I suspect they're going to be annoyed anyway, so let's carry on. I'll say so with a deficit on organics now as well, but again, not too worried about that right now. So how are we getting along here? So we're about a bit over halfway in terms of those fighters, and yeah, okay, we've annoyed them. I can try. No. There's no point trying to be friends with these people. They're unreasonable, and I do quite worry about how they're able to expand. And presently, I'm not. Let's explore onwards. Nothing too exciting, but to be honest, I'm glad. I don't want the Logans to have Earth-likes and all those other sort of ones like the Ocean Worlds, Gaias, etc. Okay, so I think we've reached our maximum there. Let's head back to our space once again, probably pissing off the Logans, and you might say when we inevitably go to war that it was my infringing their territory, but trust me, these people are looking for a fight. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, well, it just triggered us there because we're in their space. And okay, so we've got our full complement of fighters. Let's we'll detach the fuel hauler. No point risking that in the fight, and we'll go see whether go see how many fighters they have. 21 against our 20. I think we can do this. Particularly as my fighters are yeah, they are true fighters. They're not bombers in any sense. So let's start the battle. Um, Release all the fighters from the hangars, and we'll move the carrier generally in the direction of where I think they'll be coming from. But I'm going to this time try and make sure that I. Oh, that was quicker than I thought. Um, and so the carrier is defending itself with lasers. Unfortunately, they've got the better of my Vipers. This could be. Let's see if we can retreat in time. I very much doubt it. This was obviously an error on my part. Oh, I thought we would. Thought we'd be able to see off their fighters with ours. Maybe the carrier will get away. Touch and go, touch and go. He is speeding up. Yes, okay, so at least we haven't suffered the loss of that carrier, and perhaps we can go and get more fighters and then come and finish off the remaining ones. So yeah, obviously not enjoying a great deal of success. So they destroyed 20 of my fighters, 13 by energy weapons and 7 by missiles, whereas we destroyed 8 of theirs. The energy weapons being a bit more effective than the beam. It has meant that we've retreated out this direction. Now then, our carrier will be injured, but it should repair whilst in orbit. And I'm kind of thinking what I could do now is recruit 40 fighters, come and take out these guys, and then maybe push on. But I think 2 carriers wasn't enough to take on these corvettes, maybe 3 will. So let's get our 3rd carrier produced before we take any more aggressive action. Obviously I haven't got a great history with aggressive action at the moment. And so the scout has come back. Yeah, let's continue on and see what we can see. Although we are irritating the Logans, they might obviously attack my scout at some point, but well, at this stage I haven't really got that much to lose. Goodbye. Or maybe I should avoid annoying them for as long as possible in the hope that they don't attack me. I just gotta hope that they're too busy expanding to want to go after my worlds at this stage. It's the lack of expansion of my own territories, of my own worlds, that is most troubling. So let us get 60 fighters, and we're going to stick with the same design because I've had no new technologies on that front. And let's get them built. It's got 8 years. 8 years isn't too long in this game. Yeah, okay. Problem with organics because obviously we're building those fighters, perhaps. Yeah, so resource problems generally. Problems generally of more than just resources. Again, just trying to see if we can explore out to the east, and we can't. Yeah, we're in the thick of the Logan territory here. Yeah, we can see what's this at Arcturus. Nothing much, but then I'm glad it's nothing much, because it certainly won't benefit us. And gosh, so they've got a super Earth now. In this game, super Earths are not they're not great Earths. Basically, they're very large planets, I believe, which are radioactive. Ooh. So the pirates, of their own accord, have decided to move out of the Terror system, allowing fighter production to resume. So what I'm going to do is build another 18 fighters, because 2 had already completed. So that will give us a full complement for a carrier. And it might be that if we suffer losses fighting the pirates, which are hopefully limited to only 20 fighters, I can then restock them at Terra. But no, the thinking is more it will at least give us a little garrison at Terra, which I didn't have before. So I can't see the pirates anymore. I assume they're down here. I hope they're not coming to sandwich my fuel hauler at Sham. Not yet, anyway. So, Scout has returned. Is there anything we can... Oh yeah, you can go over to the west, so that's where we'll send him. And the fighters are being produced slowly, but consistently. Terra is meant to be producing fighters, but I just don't feel like it has. That's very odd. Is it because we've totally run out of plutonium? So actually, what I'm going to do is just cancel all that, because I am needlessly burdening my economy. There's a colonizer. Colonizer also requires plutonium. Yeah, I may be best off just waiting for now, so that at least we can devote all the plutonium we do have to fighter production. So yeah, I'm quite bottlenecked, really. Looking at our research, I did prioritize these atmospheric domes, which are going to be done in 31 years, in the hope that that will allow us to start grabbing planets which do have plutonium on them. I perhaps made a major error in devoting this planet to research so early in the game. Let us go with build a building, and a radiochemical plant should please let me build one. Yes, okay, so let's build that, and that may help us. 2 years. So that's not too long in the scope of this game, but hopefully it can relieve our supply bottleneck. We do have a positive balance, at least, of plutonium. Another pirate. Oh, is it the same one? Has it split up? No, it hasn't split up. It is another pirate fleet. And we've reached new production technology, and I believe this is a better fuel tank, which is great. The better the range we can give our ships, the more we can find out, the more options we have, and the less space we'll need to give our ships a decent range. Gosh, so we're about to be attacked again. I've only got 2 fighters; they'll be annihilated quickly. But at least we'll be able to see what they've got. And so they've got 3 corvettes and 36 fighters. So I'm just going to auto-resolve that, and yeah. Anyway, so once again, although the original pirate fleet has moved off, our capital world remains blockaded. But I still haven't rage quit. So let's remain optimistic. I'm sure the planet of new light and the new colonists who are flocking to crew our Vipers will turn everything around for us. Again, the pirates have moved off away from our home world. To be fair, we're not actually producing anything there right now because it's just going to increase the burden on our plutonium requirements. So I believe we did manage to build that radiochemical plant. We did, so that's given us one more plutonium, and so that will hopefully have helped. And yeah, the deficit is reducing. So I'm glad we did that. And we've got 2 carriers now full of fighters, and no doubt we are going to need more of them. But let's at least get this fleet fully stocked with fighters and see how we get along with 3 carrier loads rather than 2. It might be enough to turn the tide. The pirates are just oh, they destroyed our orbital. Oh, that's what I feared earlier, and they didn't do it. And right, I see. So I give them no. Yes. Ugh. How embarrassing! How embarrassing! I've had to basically reject an offer of protection from our unfriendly neighbours to the south, and now our fuel hauler is going to be attacked and possibly wiped from the board. I'm going to obviously have to retreat. It's just whether that retreat will be effective. I can at least move it to the back here. Let's hope he can retreat off in that direction. Let's already click retreat. No, why are you turning? I can't see any retreat sort of points on the map, so I don't know why he feels he must retreat towards the enemy. You know, yeah. He may get up to retreat speed in time. It's going to be very annoying if I have to build. Only 8 of their fighters. Gosh, they're using armor-piercing torpedoes. We don't have that technology yet, and yeah, it's they're relatively easy to shoot down with sort of lasers and sort of kind of flak battery type weapons, but they pack a punch when they hit. Right, so let's move our carriers out. And we've got 3 carriers and 60 Vipers. They've only got 13. So hopefully this should be one-sided. I can't adjust the position of my carriers because I'm technically attacking. So let us release all of our fighters. Start the battle. Let us try and bunch up our carriers. They move very slowly compared to the fighters, so I probably won't have much luck with that, but at least if I can get my fighter screen into position, that will help. Should we go for a formation? Yeah, let's try that formation, albeit it didn't serve us particularly well last time. And let's just keep our fighters hanging around the carriers. Right, there's the enemy, go get him. And yeah, overwhelming firepower. Great. That's more of that is what we want. So let's move out down to Sham and see if we can take on a more more formidable opponents. I worry that given our lack of anti-ship weaponry like those armor-piercing torpedoes, we may be in difficulty again. But what I'll do is I'll stop the recording here, and then the next episode we will see whether we can get vengeance against these pirates.